Okay, so let's do an example involving Thales' theorem. So we have this circle. AB is a diameter of the circle shown, meaning from A to B, this is the diameter. It's crossing through the center, and I'm going from edge to edge. So this is the full length of the circle, so AB is my diameter. The radius is 2.5 centimeters, okay, and my camera's starting to, I'm going to have to hold this up, I guess. And AC is 7 centimeters. So from A to C that's 7 centimeters, okay. The radius is 12.5 centimeters, which means from the center of my circle to either A or B is going to be 12.5. Find the measure, so M angle A, this means the measure of angle A. Find the measure of angle A if the measure of angle B is 40 degrees. So let's go on and just write down what we know. So the measure of angle B is 40 degrees. Okay, what is the measure of angle A? Well, Thales' theorem says that, remember, if you have 3 points on a circle and A and B is your diameter, the third point is going to form a right angle. So we know that this up here is going to be 90 degrees based off Thales' theorem. So that just leaves us with what is the measure of angle A? Well, if you remember, triangles, all the angles inside of a triangle add up to equal 180 degrees. So measure of angle A is going to be 180 degrees, which is the total, minus 90 degrees, minus 40 degrees. And that's going to leave us, so 90 plus 40 is 130, 130 plus 50 is 180, so plus 50, yeah. So 180 minus 90 minus 40 is equal to 50 degrees, and that is the measure of angle A. So all these three angles add up to 180. So 90 plus 40 plus 50 will give us 180. And again, we know this is 90 degrees. Turn the page over, look at Thales' theorem. Find the length of AB. Okay, so AB is the diameter of the circle. So what's the length of the diameter? Well, it tells you up here, the radius is 12.5. So what's AB? Well, AB is the diameter. So my radius is equal to 12.5. That means my diameter AB is equal to 12.5 times 2. Because my diameter is twice as long as my radius. So 12.5 times 2 is just going to be 25 centimeters. Let me circle that because that's the answer for part A. Now part B, find BC. Okay, well, from A to B is 25 centimeters. We just found that. From A to C is 7 centimeters. So from A to C is 7 centimeters. How are we going to find CB or BC? Whatever, it's the same. Well, we have a right triangle. Anytime you have a right triangle, you can use Pythagorean's theorem. 25 is going to be my hypotenuse because that's opposite my right angle. So the formula is going to be a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay. It doesn't matter what you call A, but we're going to have to be solving for one of these because we have 7 and then we have our hypotenuse, which is 25. So 7 squared plus b squared is equal to 25 squared. That's equal to 7 squared is 49 plus b squared is equal to 25 squared. Let me just plug that in my calculator. So 25 to the power of 2 is 625. So I want to get b by itself. So I want to get rid of this 49. So I got b squared is equal to something. So I'm going to subtract it because this is a plus 49. So minus 49 here, minus 49 there. So subtract 49, subtract 49. And I'm going to raise this up a little bit. It keeps wanting to fall on me. Let me get it to focus. Okay, I'm going to finish this out up here. So b squared is equal to 625 minus 49. So 625 minus 49 is 576. So b squared is equal to 576. I have to get rid of that squared by taking the square root of both sides. So take the square root, take the square root, which means b is equal to the square root of 576, which is 24. And we're using centimeters in this problem. So this 25 centimeters, that's the hypotenuse. I found that because that's my diameter. My diameter is just twice my radius. So I found this in part B. This 7 centimeters, that was given to me. So all I had to do was use Pythagorean theorem to find the length of BC. And that's what I did right here. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is my hypotenuse 25, and then I just called a my 7. And then you can see the steps that I did there.